Hey guys, it's your old pal Tony Giles, TG here, welcoming you back once again into the record room. And to be perfectly honest with you, I had a completely different episode planned, but then there was a knock at the door. And I went to the door and the postman gave me this package and I didn't know what was inside. I thought, well, hang on a second. You know, most of the time I know what's coming through the door, especially when it comes to records, things I've ordered, things I've got on pre-order, things that people may have sent me. But out of the blue, two brand new Library of the Occult releases landed on my doorstep, and I thought, you know what? As I'm about to record the record room, instead of doing the episode I had planned, this would be a perfect opportunity to talk about one of my favorite labels and also two of their latest releases. And the Goatman, this actually came out yesterday, or it went on pre-sale yesterday. So there's a good chance you'll still be able to pick up a copy of this if you are listening to this or if you are watching this episode on the day that it goes up. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But as these have just landed, I have no clue what they sound like. I haven't listened to these yet. I know that Tom would send me digital copies if I asked him to, but you know, I really like being surprised, especially when it comes to my favorite labels. And as I've mentioned time and time again, Library of the Occult, one of my favorite labels. I recently did a first year mixtape for them. So essentially compiled some of my favorite tracks from their first year and put it into a mix. And that is now available on the Library of the Occult SoundCloud page. And I will leave a link below if you'd like to check out my mix of Library of the Occult's first year in existence. But two releases here, Lord Summerisle, Posthum, and The Unseen, music from the motion picture The Goatman. Now, again, I have no clue what these sound like, but Lord Summerisle, this, from what I understand, is obviously inspired by The Wicker Man, as you can see from, you know, how it looks. And it's also somewhat of a psychedelic record, so I've been told. And this has been out before, I believe, as a digital release, but this is the first vinyl release. And what we've got here is dark psychedelia, ominous grooves, and folk horror all collide on this 70s inspired freakout record by Lord Summerisle. Well, you don't have to convince me. I'm already well and truly on board. And let's take a look at the package here. And this is what I love about the Library of the Occult releases. You don't just get the album, you get like a whole plethora of things. So there's the record. We'll put that to one side. And oh, that's pretty cool. You take away the obi and there's an image underneath. I've never seen that before. That's very cool. So let's take this away. Let's take a look at the back cover there. That is pretty badass, if you ask me. And the cover artwork on this was done by Branca Studio, and I have many items of their clothing. I actually love those guys. It's really cool. So there you go, Lord Summerisle, Posthum. And as per, you get the Library of the Occult. I don't know what they class these as, like little fanzines, that kind of a deal. I'm not entirely sure, but you get some information there about the members of the band. And these are just nice little things to have, you know. And it's an actual group, which is very cool. And let's take a look at the record itself. And I love that the Library of the Occult records are always so freaking heavy. They are made on these insanely thick records, which is very cool. That is a badass label. And as you can see there, this is on some vibrant as heck yellow vinyl. I don't know what, if there is a specific color for this, but it's very neat. Library of the Occult. I mean, that center label there looks badass, if you ask me. So this one, I believe, is already sold out. There was a first pressing, or this is the first pressing, I should say, of 150 copies, which is now sold out. But, you know, Library of the Occult, they do reissue stuff. They've done it a couple of times so far. So if the demand is there, I'm sure another version may come your way. I do not know. But let's check out the Goatman and see what he's all about. Now, being somewhat a fan of the Goatman, I was already fully on board with this one, but there is so much going on this cover. I love this kind of 70s movie poster, the 70s key art type deal they've got going on here. This is the first edition limited pressing of 300 copies on Night Fog marble vinyl. Very, very cool. As a soundtrack, this is essential. It ably sits amongst the revered soundtracks of other 70s cult horror films that you should already have on your shelf by the likes of Paul Giovanni, Lou Bos Fischer and Mark Wilkinson. It was clearly a labour of love and is hugely enjoyable on its own as a piece of music. Words there by Gray Malkin from The Hare and the Moon. And the artwork on this one was actually done by Tom, who runs Library of the Occult. And I love this artwork. I absolutely adore this. It's so cool. The first film rated V for violence. The soundtrack to the long lost and almost forgotten 1970s cult horror, The Goatman, finally sees the dark light of day after several decades lying cobwebbed in a crypt. I mean, what more could you ask for, right? What more could you possibly want from a label called Library of the Occult? So let's pop the sleeve out and take a look at the back here. I like this. I like the backs of the, I'll bring that in there for you a bit. So there you got some sounds conjured using the following. And it's got a list of the instruments used on the record, which is pretty badass. This artwork, I mean, this may be, I mean, Tom is a really, really underrated artist when it comes to his record sleeves, but this is badass. I mean, this might actually be my favorite one so far. This is very, very cool. Very cool. And I'm just reading the back here. There are also echoes of Orville Stober's masterful accompaniment to Let's Scare Jessica to Death, which I am a huge freaking fan of the music in that film and the film itself. So, oh yeah. I'm all in on the Goatman. I really am. I cannot wait. As soon as I finish recording this episode, I'm firing up the Goatman. ASAFP of that, I can assure you. And again, we've got the Unseen, the little magazine pamphlet that comes with Library of the Occult releases. And we're already on release 9. Jeez. It is absolutely bonkerballs and loads of information here, which is very, very cool. Very cool. Man, I love this. I absolutely love this. It's so cool. And you know, I do feel blessed to be involved a little bit with the label. You know, I've been covering Library of the Occult releases for a while now. No intention of ever stopping, and you know, doing the mix for them and just being involved in different bits and pieces has been, you know, so rewarding, seeing how the label has grown. Tom's become a friend. It's great stuff. So you get this awesome poster, which is very, very cool. The poster, the little magazine. And now let's check out Night Fog marble vinyl. Oh, that is very nice. That's like almost like a trans green with some blue smoke going through it. It may look a tad grey on the screen, I'm not sure, but it's really, really nice green. Really nice green. And yeah, there you go. This is so cool. The Goatman, the Unseen. So badass. So there you go, folks. A completely different change from our scheduled episode, which was actually going to be some of my recent black metal purchases. I know a bunch of you guys out there enjoy the black metal stuff when I post it up, so I will be doing some more of that. That will probably be the next episode, actually. I'll probably do that, but for the time being, the Goatman and Lord Summerisle will be dominating the stereo inside the record room. So thank you for taking the time to watch this clip. It is always much appreciated, and if you're not already a subscriber, why not hit that big red subscribe button And remember, you can follow us on social media at Record Room Show. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Until next time though, stay gold and spin those blackest circles.